one of the best things about being an ex-big leaguer is getting freebies to the game. Call the front office, bingo. And once these fans recognize me, I probably won't even have to pay for my light beer from Miller. Down it, rock! I love them. These fans know I drink light because it's less filling and it tastes great. Good seats, huh?
You're in the wrong seat, buddy. Come on.
Oh, I must be in the front row.
Come on.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
Good seats, hey, buddy? He missed the tag! He missed the tag! Come fly with me, come fly, let's fly away.
What are you doing?
What does it look like I'm doing?
Ruining a perfectly good song.
For your information, I'm making my singing debut right here on Mr. Belvedere.
When?
Friday. Hey, where are you going?
To back.
Top of the sixth, and rookie sensation Ricky Vaughn on the pitch now. You can close the book on Kellner.
Thank God.
Vaughn into the windup in his first offering. Just a bit outside. He tried the corner and missed. Ball 4. Ball 8. Low, and Vaughn has walked the bases loaded on 12 straight pitches. Boy, how can these guys lay off pitches that close?
All the things that I've done, this has always been number one, baseball. The commercials, the films, the television series. I could never wait for everything to get over to get back to baseball. I still, and this is not sour grapes by any means, still think I should have gone in as a player. The proof is in the pudding. And to all of you baseball fans around America and any place else, for your letters, your thoughts, your kindness for all of these years. It's been a great run, but number one has always been baseball for me. No matter what else I ever did, baseball was the only way I wanted to go.
Somebody big just died. MLB Hall of Famer and beloved broadcaster Bob Uecker is dead at 90 years old, and my friend Mike North is here to help eulogize him. Mike, how are you, my friend?
I haven't seen you for a while. People have been staying healthy.
It's been a minute. Yeah.
We hit a little bit of a slump with the Death Watch.
That's right.
And then all of a sudden, I got the news about Bob Uecker, and followed his whole career. Used to get him in baseball cards when I was a kid. He played. He was a third string catcher with the Braves. There was no second string with Bob Uecker. He was a third string catcher.
I think he hit like 200.
Yeah, played behind Del Crandall, played behind Joe Torre with the Braves, and then there was him. He had a 980 fielding percentage. He was a great defensive catcher, but he just couldn't catch the knuckleball. And when Phil Negro introduced the knuckleball, he just couldn't catch it. That's just it. There he is playing the tuba. Those were the cards you would get. I'd open up the pack, and irrevocably there'd be him in one of the 2 or 3 first packs. Had 4 children. Really great sense of humor. Funny guy.
That's Cubs manager Craig Counsell as a kid in the middle, by the way.
Unbelievable. And the schedule that this guy kept between the TV shows, the commercials, he really hit the public conscious, when he did the Tonight shows with Johnny Carson. In fact, I think we got a little bit of we got that cut right here, right, Joe?
Yeah, we do. Let's take a look.
This is some great stuff, and he had a bunch of. You can check out Twitter, YouTube with Bob Uecker. We got so much stuff on him. This is just one little thing that he did with Carson, but it was hilarious.
Somebody gave me some pictures tonight. Are these some of the highlights?
Yes.
Myself. I tell you what I'll do. I'll hold them up, and maybe you can tell us what they're. They see the monitor up there. Obviously, it's a locker room celebration.
No, this is actually a picture of me getting ready for a game.
You don't believe in waiting too long, huh?
No, I hadn't played in a couple days, and to get me ready, why they
kind of prime you a little bit, huh?
prime me up, right?
Was that actually a pennant winning team at all?
No, not after that picture was
No.
taken.
Classic.
We lost Tommy Lasorda and we lost Bob Uecker. And those are the two baseball ambassadors in my lifetime. We lost Pete Rose this year. We've lost some pretty substantial people. But when you lose somebody, you have to make arrangements. When you make arrangements, where do you go? You check out the best funeral parlor or chapel in your area. Well, there's only one. This is an automatic, 8300 West Lawrence Avenue, Cumberland Chapel's funeral parlor. Anthony Lupo, Peter Martino, serving you and your family with dignity and grace for decades. Walk you through the whole thing. They make it affordable for you. There's some recent services. If you people are tuning in, I'm sure maybe you'll recognize some of these people. But yeah, at the end, you go through Cumberland Chapels. That's your gateway to heaven. Look at that. Takes up the whole block.
Beautiful.
Does a great job. They got parking all over the place, parking on the premises, parking across the street, parking on the side. Cumberland Chapels. And then, you know what? I was just there last week. I go to Pennyville Station, saw my buddy Tino Antonacci, and checked things out with him. We had a great time. And the browser failed to play the video clip that I'm seeing. Joe, are you seeing it?
Yeah, I'm seeing it. Are you guys seeing it?
No, we're not seeing it.
Oh, interesting.
We
It's
don't
showing for me.
Well, we don't have it. So I'll just describe it. It's at 112 Main Street. Yeah, it says here your browser is failing to play the video clip. So we just got a dark screen. So let's come back to you there.
I'm curious if people in the chat are seeing that. If not, then I have to upload it again.
So let me check out the Twitter feed here, but that's okay. This is unrehearsed, folks. We never usually have these type of situations.
Are you seeing this, Mike?
No, completely dark.
Interesting.
Yeah. So
well, here, I'm going to pull it up on my screen, and you can just keep talking about Bob. I'll pull up the live feed, and I'll see if I see it.
We got to take care of them because they always take care of us. 112 Main Street, Park Ridge, Illinois. All sorts of great food. They got great drinks, great libations, great hook, great hangout. You can couples, people coming in. Beautiful, right across from the railroad station in Park Ridge, Illinois. So you see it?
I'm putting it back up again.
There it is. There it is, Joe.
All right.
Beautiful.
Weird internet stuff going on today, Mike.
Yeah, that's all right. We got it up. That's all that counts. Beautiful place. Love it. So make sure Pennyville Station and make sure, and of course, Cumberland Chapels. All right. So it's the best. Nothing you can do without those. He was born January 26th. There's Jesse and me and Tony Antonacci. And he was born January 26, 1934. Here's the cool thing. He played for the Braves. He announced for the Braves. He was from Milwaukee, which is a beautiful thing. Died January 16th, 2025. Had in Menominee Falls, Wisconsin. Had a good run. 90 years old. He made his major league debut April 13th, 1962. His career batting average was 200. He hit 14 home runs in his whole career. Runs batted in 74 in his whole career. Ohtani does that in a half a season. You know, played for the Braves for a year, 2 years, 62, 63. The Cardinals, 64, 65. Phillies, 66, 67. Atlanta in 1967. He became the broadcaster for the Brewers back in 1971. He's a World Series champ, played for the Cardinals, only played a handful of games for them, but he got that championship ring in 1964. Hall of Famer, 2003, American Family Field Walk of Fame, the Brewers Walk of Fame. His schedule was crazy. He would do these Mr. Belvedere, which I never watched. Joe, did you ever watch that show? I never
did. No, I never watched it.
But he was on for 5 seasons. But, you know, I don't know what you call him. He was a triple threat, man. He did the wrestling, the WWE. He worked for Vince McMahon. How about that? Paul Salaka, one of his homers was off Koufax. That's unbelievable. You know, when you hit 14 home runs your whole career and you hit it off Sandy Koufax. There he is on Mr. Belvedere. The guy would go on Johnny Carson. He'd fly out on a Monday, come back, be ready for the game. I mean, he worked his butt off, no doubt about it. And then when Major League came, the movie came out, that just introduced him to a whole new group of people. He was so good. He was fit for the role. He was an announcer anyway. He announced from 71 to 2000, I mean, to now. He was close with the ball players. He had 4 kids, and 2 of them died. Before he did, which is very, very sad. He was also the wrestling announcer. His sense of humor was second to none. He played sports writer George Owens in Mr. Belvedere. He also made appearances in Who's the Boss, DC Follies, Late Line. Just had a great, great career. There he is with Andre the Giant. Andre the Giant puts his hand on his shoulder, and Bob Uecker looks at him. He goes, "Would you get your foot off my shoulder?" His hand is so damn big. He was sports writer, National Sportscaster and Sports Writer Association named Uecker, Wisconsin Sportscaster of the Year 5 times. So it's just an unbelievable career. He got into baseball's Hall of Fame because of his contributions to baseball. But the Miller Lite commercials, to me, I must be in the front row.
Then he's in the nosebleeds.
And the nosebleeds were legendary.
And he's got a statue, Mike, at Miller Park.
Yes, got a statue at Miller Park.
And I don't know if you saw the picture, Mike. This is a picture of today.
With all the light beer, look at that. He couldn't have dreamt what was going to happen to him.
No.
You know what I mean? Now, he was married twice. His first wife, Joyce, died in 2015. They had 4 children. Leanne, who died in 2022 and was born in 1957, died of ALS. Wow.
Oh, man.
Steve died in 2012. He was born in 1959. Then he had 2 other kids, Sue and Bob Jr. Uecker and his second wife, Judy, were married in Louisiana in 1976 and divorced in 2001. He was going to miss 10 to 12 weeks. He had some heart problems and stuff like that. He had small cell lung cancer. Just a truly, truly great guy, an ambassador to the game. Johnny Carson show. If you get a check it out on YouTube. All the other stuff that you got there. And Joe, I know that you saw him on stuff, but what did he was mostly doing his thing when you were younger too, right?
Yeah, I mean, I know him from Major League, Mike. I mean, I always knew who Bob Uecker was because I'm a baseball fan. I know the voice, right? I never saw the commercials as a kid, probably because I wasn't paying attention
they
to
stopped
beer
doing
commercials.
them. I mean, those were genius commercials, all of them.
They were all good. But I knew him from Major League, and of course, I knew his voice. The guy's just classic baseball, just an entertainer all around. This guy knew how to talk.
He was an entertainer. He was in a different mode of Vince Scully or Harry Carey. Those guys were personalities, but this guy actually went on talk shows. He did sitcoms. He had his own TV series while he was announcer for the Milwaukee Brewers. I mean, that's crazy.
I don't know how do you have time? I don't understand how it's even possible.
Probably the guilt. If I know Bob Uecker, I got to interview Bob more than a few times on the Score back in the day. Whenever Jesse Rogers would get him, whenever the Milwaukee would come in to town. So he, with the 200 batting average, made like 2-3 Hall of Fames.
Well, that was in his speech in the beginning, Mike. That was hilarious. He goes, "I should have gotten his player."
Well, there's another. I don't know if you saw the other Bob Uecker stuff on the Carson show.
I did.
With the hand when him and Bob Gibson are holding hands with the team photo. I mean, just funny stuff that when there were characters in baseball, unfortunately.
So many to choose from, Mike. And and the Carson
that
stuff
was a
is
good
so
one there,
strict on.
Jack.
I had to pick 30 seconds.
That's me getting ready for a game. He was always ready, Bob Uecker. And we want to thank everybody for tuning in. We want to thank Pennyville Station. We want to thank Cumberland Chapels. We want to thank all you folks. We pulled it off pretty good. We hadn't been around for a while. It's like riding a bike, ladies and gentlemen. So on behalf of everybody at the bar room, on behalf of Joe Mandel, the podfather himself, Eldo Gandia, who announced he's going to be retiring soon. We'll see about that. We'll talk to him. We'll talk to him. Stick around, maybe. I'm Mike North, and Bob Uecker is one of the guys. Oh, and I also forgot we have an honorable mention too.
Yes,
David Lynch passed away. I almost forgot about our guy David Lynch. Now, David did films like I saw Blue Velvet. He did a lot of weird ass movies, folks. That's all I'm going to tell you. It wasn't wasn't like normal stuff for the most part. It was Blue Velvet, Twin Peaks.
Mulholland
He did a lot
Drive.
of Mulholland Drive. He did a lot of eccentric stuff. It was one of these where I said, he's just not big enough, but he's good enough to get the honorable mention. He's not in Scorsese's class, I don't think. He's not in John Ford's class. He
had a lot of like cult classics, Mike.
Classics, exactly. Spielberg. Those guys are like mainstream. They probably hate to be called mainstream, but they are. Spielberg, Spielberg, Scorsese, John Ford was great. Howard Hawks, those guys were giants. Even Stanley Kubrick, were giants. But David Lynch was more of a cult guy who made some great movies. I saw Blue Velvet, one of the weirdest movies I've ever seen. It's one you see, and then you don't care if you see it again, to be honest with you. But we want to wish him the best, too. So on a night, we honor Bob Uecker. We also honor another guy that brought a lot to the movie business and entertainment, David Lynch. On behalf of everybody here at Somebody Big Just Died, Bob Uecker, you made the cut, buddy. You finally made the cut. So long.